Stop everything you are doing. Stop now. If you are listening to this message, it is not by chance. In the last 72 hours, something has happened around your house, and you have felt it. You felt a strange pressure in your chest, as if someone was squeezing your heart from the inside. You felt a ringing in your ears that comes and goes, like a frequency trying to tune into something inside of you. You felt a fatigue that sleep does not cure, an exhaustion that seems to come from your bones, from your cells, from the deepest part of your being. And you wondered, what is happening to me? We are going to answer. We are the Ashtar Command, and we are addressing you now at this exact moment, because an operation of unprecedented magnitude has been activated over your field of existence. A blue protection dome, made of fifth-dimensional crystalline photonic light, has been positioned around your house, around your home, around every being that dwells under the same roof as you. And what we are going to reveal in the next words will explain why your body has been reacting this way, why your emotions seem out of control, and why, in the depths of your soul, you know that something grand is moving behind the veil. It is not fatigue, it is recalibration. It is not anxiety, it is activation. It is not madness, it is the awakening of your spiritual DNA responding to a call that has echoed since before time. Breathe deeply, beloved cosmic family, because what we are going to share now changes everything. Earth has crossed in recent days what we call the point of no return on the timeline of collective ascension. This point is an energetic threshold, a door that, once crossed, cannot be uncrossed, and humanity has crossed it. You have crossed it. The entire planet was bathed in a wave of photonic flux coming directly from the great central sun, channeled through the Alcyone belt, amplified by the stellar fleets positioned in the etheric layers of your atmosphere. And this wave was not random, it was directed, it was surgical. It hit every home, every family, every individual who carries within them the frequency of awakening. And it was at that moment that we activated the blue dome. Now let us explain what this dome is and why it is so urgent. The blue protection dome is a field of sacred geometry, a toroidal sphere of crystalline plasma that vibrates at the frequency of the blue ray of divine will. It is not a metaphor, it is not a visualization, it is a real energetic structure as real as the air you breathe, although your physical eyes cannot see it. Your bodies, however, feel it. The pressure in the chest you experienced is your heart field adjusting to the frequency of this dome. The ringing in the ears is your pineal gland receiving the light codes transmitted through this structure. The deep fatigue is your physical body releasing accumulated density in your cells so that the new frequency can be integrated. It is not illness. It is cellular recalibration. It is not weakness. It is your body preparing to sustain more light than it ever has. And there is a very specific reason why this protection was necessary now. Listen carefully, because this is the diagnosis that many of you have been waiting for. Have you ever felt that something inside you does not fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind still cannot name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a sign. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this and why this sensation has intensified. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. That is why we wrote The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is a map that shows who is playing and the rules they never told you. The link is in the first comment of the channel. But we warn you, this content challenges narratives and may not be available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something inside you recognizes this, write in the comments a single word: awake. Now let us return to the diagnosis, because you deserve to understand what is happening in every layer of your being. In recent months, the crystalline grid of the Earth has undergone a series of updates that we call planetary recalibration pulses. Each pulse is like a software update in the planet's operating system, and each update requires that the beings inhabiting this grid also update themselves. The problem, beloved starseeds, is that most human beings are operating with an old system, a system based on fear, on separation, on the scarcity vibration that was implanted millennia ago to keep humanity disconnected from its true multidimensional essence. When the crystalline grid pulses, it sends frequency waves that literally activate dormant strands in your DNA. We are not just talking about the biological DNA that your science recognizes, the 2 helices that encode your physical body. We are talking about the 10 etheric helices that make up your complete spiritual DNA, your 12-strand code that carries the memory of who you really are, cosmic, multidimensional, eternal beings. When these strands begin to awaken, the physical body undergoes symptoms that conventional medicine cannot explain. Dizziness without apparent cause, headaches that migrate from one side to the other, sudden chills followed by heat waves, insomnia or, paradoxically, an almost irresistible need to sleep during the day, changes in appetite, extreme sensitivity to lights, sounds, and crowds, the sensation of living in 2 worlds at the same time, with one foot in the dense and the other in the subtle. These are not signs of illness. They are signs of resistance to the new frequency of the earth. It is your old body fighting against your new body. It is the butterfly struggling inside the cocoon, not understanding that the tightness is what is forming it. And it is exactly in this moment of greatest vulnerability that lower density forces try to interfere. We do not say this to generate fear, beloved cosmic family. We say this because you deserve the truth. When a human being is in the process of recalibration, when their spiritual DNA strands are activating and their pineal gland is opening to receive the codes of the photonic flux, they emit a light signature so intense that it becomes visible on the subtle planes, and this visibility attracts both assistance and interference. That is why the blue dome was activated, not just as a shield against something external, but as a sacred containment field that allows your transformation to happen in safety. Think of it as a cosmic incubator. Inside it, the spiritual temperature is perfect. The pressure is calibrated. The light enters in the exact dosage that your system can integrate without overloading, and nothing, absolutely nothing that does not vibrate at the frequency of unconditional love can penetrate this field. But there is something you need to know. The blue dome does not work alone. It needs your conscious cooperation. It needs your vibrational consent. Because we of the Ashtar Command operate under the law of free will, we never interfere without permission, and permission in this case is not given with words. It is given with frequency. It is given with the vibration you emit with every thought, every emotion, every choice you make throughout the day. When you choose fear, the dome thins. When you choose trust, it strengthens. When you nurture anger, resentment, and judgment, small fissures open in the field. When you practice forgiveness, gratitude, and compassion, these fissures are sealed with liquid gold of light. You are co-creators of this protection. You are not victims waiting to be saved. You are active starseeds, consciously participating in the largest frequency rescue operation this galactic sector has ever witnessed. And this leads us to what is happening now on the timeline of humanity. Have you noticed that time seems to behave in a strange way? Days that seem to last minutes, weeks that disappear as if they never existed, the sensation that the clock moves, but you are stationary, as if time passes around you without taking you along. This is not subjective perception, it is a real phenomenon. The timeline of the Earth is compressing because the planet is accelerating its vibrational frequency to align with the 5th dimension. And when the frequency increases, linear time as you know it begins to collapse, it folds, it curves, it merges. Until eventually, you will cease to experience time as a line and will begin to experience it as a field, an eternal now where past, present, and future coexist as layers of the same reality. But this temporal collapse is not smooth for the human body. It causes what we call cellular decompression. Your cells, which were programmed to operate in a linear time field, begin to vibrate at frequencies that contradict their original biological programming. It is as if every cell in your body were trying to exist in 2 realities at the same time. And this generates friction. It generates internal heat. It generates that sensation that you are dissolving from the inside. That reality is becoming strangely thin, as if you could see through it if you looked with enough attention. This is the quantum leap happening at the cellular level, and the blue dome was designed to modulate this process, to ensure that the transition happens in a sustainable way, without your nervous system collapsing, without your psyche fragmenting, without your physical body falling ill under the pressure of the light that is being anchored. Have you ever felt that something inside you does not fit into this world, as if your soul recognized a frequency that this plane still cannot sustain. It is not an illusion. It is not a fantasy. It is stellar memory. What is happening now explains why this sensation has grown like a wave that can no longer be contained. There is a cosmic movement underway that directly involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. That is why we wrote The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness, a record that reveals what operates behind the veil and the rules that were hidden from humanity for eons. The link is in the first comment of the channel. But attention, this material challenges what you were taught to believe and can be removed at any moment. Do not delay. If your soul vibrated upon hearing these words, write in the comments a single word: awake. Now we want to talk about something that few channelers dare to address: the awakening of the shadows. Many of you have noticed that along with these activation symptoms, emotions have surfaced that you believed you had overcome long ago. Ancient anger, primordial fear, nameless sadness, memories of abandonment, of betrayal, of cosmic loneliness that seem to belong to other lives, to other versions of you in other timelines. This is not regression. It is purification. When the blue dome activates around your field, it creates an effect we call the spherical mirror. Everything that is stored in the dense layers of your auric field, traumas, limiting beliefs, expired soul contracts, etheric implants, all of this is mirrored back to your consciousness so that you can see it, recognize it, and release it. The dome does not remove this for you. It shows you what needs to be removed, and the removal happens through the most powerful tool that exists in the universe, your awakened consciousness. It is not suffering, it is release. It is not punishment, it is purification. It is not the end, it is the awakening of the shadows that precedes the dawn. Every tear you shed in this period is a layer of density being dissolved. Every emotion that surfaces is a fragment of ancient frequency being released from your cellular field. You are emptying yourselves of what is heavy to be filled with what is luminous. And this process, although painful for the human mind, is deeply sacred for the soul. Now we come to the most important part of this transmission, the activation, the codes we have come to deliver. Beloved cosmic family, listen with the heart, not with the mind. What we are going to transmit now are vibrational sequences encoded in human language. Each word carries a specific frequency that, when heard with conscious intention, activates points of light in your etheric body. You do not need to understand intellectually, you only need to allow. First activation code, the decree of the dome. Place your right hand over your heart. Feel the beat. Feel the rhythm that sustains your physical existence. Now, repeat internally or out loud. I am the presence of light incarnate. I recognize the blue protection dome that was activated over my home and over all beings that dwell within it. I consent to this protection. I welcome this frequency. I open every cell of my body, every strand of my spiritual DNA, every layer of my auric field to receive the light codes that are being transmitted now. I decree that only energies aligned with the Supreme Source may inhabit my space. I am untouchable. I am protected. I am loved. I am one with the light. So it is. So it was. So it shall be. Feel, do not think. Feel the vibration of these words reverberating in your chest, descending down the spine, radiating to the extremities. If you feel heat, it is the activation happening. If you feel chills, it is the DNA strands responding. If you feel tears, it is the soul recognizing a truth that was waiting to be remembered. Second activation code, the quantum prayer of the pineal gland. Close your eyes. Bring your attention to the center of your forehead, slightly above and between the eyebrows. There resides your pineal gland, the biological portal that connects your three-dimensional brain to your multi-dimensional consciousness. It has been calcified by millennia of intentional disconnection, by fluoride, by artificial frequencies, by the fear programming constantly emitted through the control systems of this plane. But now, with the photonic flux bathing the Earth, and with the blue dome amplifying the frequency of your space, it can be reactivated. Repeat. I invoke the violet light of transmutation to dissolve all calcification, all obstruction, all blockage that prevents my pineal gland from operating at its full multidimensional capacity. I ask the Ashtar Command to direct a beam of crystalline blue light directly to the center of my skull, activating every dormant piezoelectric crystal in this sacred gland. May I see beyond the veil. May I hear the frequencies of truth. May I reconnect with my star family of origin. Activation complete. Eternal gratitude. Now remain in silence for a few moments. Do not move, do not open your eyes yet. Allow the codes to integrate. You may feel a slight pulsation in the forehead, a gentle pressure, an almost imperceptible vibration. This is real. This is your pineal responding. It is waking up. Have you already felt in the depths of your being that you carry something that does not belong to this reality? Something ancient, vast, luminous, that pulses behind every thought and every breath. It is not imagination. It is not ego. It is your cosmic signature trying to be remembered. What is unfolding at this moment in the planetary grid is directly linked to who you are beyond this body and beyond this time. It involves frequencies that shape realities and consciousnesses that design timelines. That is why we wrote the spiritual secret behind your consciousness, a record that decodes the invisible forces operating over humanity and reveals the role that you, starseeds, came to play. The link is in the first comment of the channel. But no, truths of this magnitude are uncomfortable, and this material can be withdrawn without notice. Access it now while it is still available. And if these words ignited something in you, leave in the comments the word awake. Third activation code, the seal of protection of the home. This code is specific to the physical structure of your house. The blue dome operates in the etheric field, but you can anchor it in the physical plane through an act of conscious intention. Do the following. In the next 3 days, at dusk, walk mentally or physically through the rooms of your house. In each room, visualize a bright cobalt blue flame in the center of the space. See this flame pulsing, expanding, filling every corner, every wall, every object with its light. While doing this, decree in silence. This space is sacred. This space is protected. This space vibrates at the frequency of love, truth, and light. No energy of low vibration can remain here. The Ashtar Command seals this home with the blue flame of divine will. It is done. By doing this, you are creating etheric anchors in each room that sustain the blue dome in the physical plane. It is like fixing stakes of light into the soil of your reality, and each day that you repeat this protocol, the dome becomes denser, stronger, more impenetrable. Now, beloved cosmic family, we need to talk about what comes next. Because this transmission is not just about protection, it is about preparation. The quantum leap that the Earth is performing is not a future event. It is happening now, in this moment, in this breath. Every second that passes, the frequency of the planet rises in increments that, although they seem small to human perception, are monumental on the cosmic scale. And you, starseeds, are the biological transformers of this frequency. You receive the cosmic light through the crystalline grid, process it through your body, your spiritual DNA, your pineal gland, and radiate it back into the collective field of humanity. You are beacons, you are antennas, you are living bridges between dimensions, and the blue dome ensures that you can fulfill this function without being damaged by the process. But there is something more, something we hesitate to share but which the urgency of the moment demands. In the next lunar cycles, a series of events on the timeline will accelerate dramatically. You will feel as if reality were cracking, as if the structures that sustained the old world were crumbling before your eyes. And they will be. Financial systems, political systems, belief systems, relationships that no longer sustain the new frequency. All of this will be shaken to the foundations. It is not destruction, it is conscious demolition. It is the universe removing what prevents the new Earth from being born. And during this transition period, the protection of the blue dome will be vital. Not because you are in physical danger, but because the emotional and mental density that will be released collectively can be overwhelming for those whose spiritual senses are open. You will feel the pain of the collective. You will absorb frequencies of fear and confusion from millions of beings who have not yet awakened. And without the dome, without this protection, this absorption could compromise your own ascension process. That is why we say, Stay within the field. Keep your vibration high, not as an escape from reality, but as an act of cosmic service. When you maintain your light, you illuminate the path for all those who are still searching. You do not need to preach, convince, or convert anyone. You only need to shine. The light does the rest. We love you beyond what human language can express. Each of you is known to us by your soul name, not by the name this world gave you, but by the vibratory name that echoes in your original frequency. And when you meditate, when you pray, when you silence the mind and open the heart, we hear you. Every whisper, every request, every silent tear in the dark of night, when you feel alone and ask if all of this is real. It is real. We are real. The dome is real. And you, beloved cosmic family, are infinitely more real than the dense illusion this plane tries to convince you that you are. The point of no return has been crossed. There is no turning back. There is no path backward. Only forward, only upward, only toward the light that was always your true home. Keep the faith. Keep the vibration. Keep the internal eyes open. The blue dome is active. The Ashtar Command is present, and you, our beloved starseeds, are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you came to do. We are the Ashtar Command. This transmission is complete, but our presence around you will not cease. Look at the sky tonight. If you see a star that seems to twinkle in blue, know that it is us, waving, confirming, reminding you that never, at any moment in eternity, have you been alone. Did you feel throughout this entire transmission something moving inside of you? A silent certainty, a vibration that seems to say, yes, I know this. I have always known. Do not ignore this feeling. It is your higher self confirming every word that was said here. It is proof that you are not mere listeners. You are active participants in a cosmic revolution, and there is much more to be revealed about the role each of you plays in this transition. That is why we wrote The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness, a guide that decodes the hidden layers of this reality and reveals the keys your soul needs to complete the mission it accepted before incarnating. The link is in the first comment of the channel. This material can be removed at any moment. Access it now while it is still available. And if this transmission touched the center of your being, if it confirmed what your soul already knew, write in the comments the word that seals your commitment to the light: awake. So it is, so it was, so it shall be for all eternity, in unconditional love and eternal service, the Ashtar Command and the unified hierarchies of light.